Now, a new cross-party group of senior, current and former politicians have come together to lobby the government for a manufacturing-led economic agenda. The Institute for Prosperity is calling for a change in economic policy that will enable the manufacturing sector to grow to 15% of the economy. Well, I'm joined now by two of the group's members. That's John Penrose. He's the Conservative MP for Weston-super-Mare and he's chair of the Conservative Policy Forum. And I'm also joined by Stephen Kinnock. He's Shadow Minister for Asia and the Pacific, and he's Labour MP for Aberavon, home of the Port Talbot Steelworks. Gentlemen, welcome to you both. Stephen, let me start with you. Whose initiative was this?
Well, John Mills is the guy behind it. John is a very well-known businessman and very interested in politics, has very strongly supported the need for a modern manufacturing renaissance in our country. And I think he felt that we needed to build consensus, build a cross-party movement, if you like, that's going to really make the case for manufacturing and show that so many of the challenges that our country faces, both economically and politically, can be traced back to the collapse, really, in our manufacturing sector that's taken place since the 1970s, from about 30% of our GDP to about 9% today. So it's a challenge which I think has a number of win-wins. If we can fix it, we can help to rebalance the economy, the levelling up agenda, but also I think start to get people to feel more connected as a country, and you know, a rising tide lifts all the boats. So it's a big economic agenda, but with a big political message as well.
Stephen, you're supposed to be in the opposition, though. Why have you joined a cross-party body?
Well, we are always ready to work as a constructive opposition, ready to support the government when they get things right, but call them out and hold them to account when they're getting it wrong. And on manufacturing, it's just been, I'm afraid to say, too long that we haven't had the investment we need, not enough money going into R&D and not enough reform of our banking sector so that we're actually supporting business rather than just feeding consumption and debt. What about our trade deficit? You know, is our exchange rate right to make the pound as competitive as possible? Is the city really investing on the basis of patient long-term capital that manufacturing really needs? So there's lots of opportunities across the country, and we will work with whoever we need to work with for our constituents and for the national interest.
Well, John Penrose, let me bring you in. One of the key aims here is to get manufacturing from 10 to 15% of GDP. That sounds like a very ambitious target indeed.
It is hugely ambitious, but it's also hugely necessary. I mean, Stephen is absolutely right to say that this is something which has been a generational decline in Britain's GDP, in the way that manufacturing has been part of that. And look, there's nothing wrong with service sector jobs. They're absolutely marvellous, but the missing arrow in Britain's economic quiver is now manufacturing. And it's taken 40 years to decline this far. It's probably going to take years more to get back. So it's a hugely difficult thing. Successive governments have tried, and I'm afraid, you know, not been successful, of Labour and Conservative and coalition. So it is time, I think, for a cross-party look at what can we do which will work, you know, no matter who's in government over the next couple of decades, to rebuild this, because it's going to be a long, slow, but much needed haul.
Stephen just mentioned the idea of patient capital. Do you get this? I mean, you know the financial markets in the city pretty well. Do you get the sense that investors aren't prepared to give industry and manufacturing the time that it needs?
I think that there is actually an enormous, you know, pool and funds of money out there, internationally here. Some of it is patient and some of it is not. It is impatient. But so I don't think that there's a problem with finding the patient capital on a global scale. The question is making it look at the UK and saying, actually, that's the place that we want to be. And that's where we need to make sure that you know, manufacturing knows it's got the skills that it needs. If it bases factories here, it knows it's got the research base and the clever engineers that it needs, and that it's got the, you know, the long-term incentives. So those are the sorts of things which successive governments have tried to address. And where we've got some of those elements already in place in the UK, absolutely. But you know, if this was easy, it would have been done already. There are still missing pieces that we've got to address.
And to what extent would a no-deal Brexit or a Brexit without a free trade agreement with the EU harm these ambitions?
Well, those are kind of going on in the background. Obviously, I think everybody would like there to be a deal if one can possibly be done, but we'll have to wait and see. That's something which will, which the negotiators will bring back triumphantly or not over the course of the next few weeks. I think that regardless of what happens there, we're going to have to work with whatever we're given, whatever can be agreed between the UK and the rest of the EU. That needs to be, that's a sort of a background point. It's going to be important, but no matter what happens, this needs to, the renaissance of British manufacturing needs to happen in either scenario. Good deal, bad deal, no deal. Manufacturing is going to be part of our future, and it has to be prioritised.
All right, John Penrose, Stephen Kinnock, we have to leave it there, I'm afraid. Good to see you both. Thank you.